I just don't think a lot of people, you know, you know what I think the problem's been is
What
we
is
just
it?
simply haven't talked about it. Like
Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
it's all this stuff, and it's like,
Mhm.
well, of course everybody knows. Well, duh, not unless you tell them.
Not unless you tell them. I know it goes.
So,
Yeah, go for it. So yeah,
so,
that.
so, so what we're going to talk about is all the resources that you might be
Yeah,
missing out on, and we're going to go over like a week, like what
just in
happened
1 week.
this. Yeah, this is what happened this
This
week
week. Yeah.
over in the mortgage marketing animals. Some really good stuff. So I'll start off. One of my favorite things that we don't talk about is what's called loan partner U.
Hmm.
So loan partner U is where your assistants, your loan partner, and if you don't have one, maybe you. This is where we do a class for you
Mhm.
to them and teach them how to help you get more loans. So it's not so much like we're not going to go in there and show them how to read tax returns, right? I mean,
Right.
that's important, but that's not what this is. What this is your assistant not only should be getting, being able to read the tax returns or getting that page three of the bank statement. Of course, they're doing that, right? But you want to make it so that your assistant
Yeah.
is not just free to you, but a profit center.
Hey, talk about that because that's a difference in mindset. Most people
Yeah,
think of it as a cost, and we teach how to
it's a
turn it into
profit
a profit
center.
center. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So our loan partners, and dude, I know it's the same in your branch, Steve, because
Yeah.
everybody gets a loan partner. Everybody that not only do they help us chase bank statements and hey, I need page three or W
Yep.
two or hey, Steve's helping another family right now. Let me
Yeah.
move to the front of the line. I can start helping you with that now, and
Right.
maybe they help take the application or whatever, like whatever that stuff is. But in addition to that, every time they talk to a borrower, every time they talk to a co-borrower, every time they talk to the title agent, every time
Mhm.
they talk to the listing agent, every time they talk to the buyer's agent, every time they talk to the insurance company, every time they talk to the inspector, they're
Mhm.
asking for more business on your behalf.
Yeah.
And when they help bring in another two loans a month, that's like, and we're just talking about averages. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
6 grand a month.
Yeah.
This person is now a profit center.
They're not costing you money.
But the problem is they go, you might say, which I used to before I knew all this stuff. Yeah, but they're an assistant. They're not a salesperson. Look, sales is nothing but scripting.
That's right.
That's all it is. It's reading a script. And
Mhm.
so we teach your loan partners the scripts
How to
on
ask for
how to
business.
ask for more business
That's right.
for you to put money in your pocket and make that assistant now no longer cost you money. They
Make you
make
money.
they
That's
make you
it.
money. So I love Loan Partner You,
It's so
and so
powerful.
we do that. That's an ongoing class, and so that was one
Mhm.
of the classes we had today or this week. What's another? What's something else? What's something
Hey,
else?
well, I tell
What's one of
you,
your top ones?
yeah, one of my well, I'm kind of conflicted. So I've actually got a top two, but I'm gonna say the thing that I personally love the most is Lakeside with Carl. I mean, I'm just gonna say Lakeside Chat with Carl
Mhm.
because I feel like I'm on a podcast with you and I get to ask you questions and hear someone who has not only been in the business a long time, but seen extraordinary success, be able to hear your perspective. And
Mm.
so it's a 1 hour class, and yours are on Tuesday. And I just absolutely love it because it's literally I'm able to jump in, ask a question. And it's interesting because part of what where iron sharpens iron is I would have thought this, and then I hear you say it that way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just a different way to see it or hear it or think about it. And so I love Lakeside Chat with Carl, and it's very unplugged. It's very, I feel like I'm sitting at your house looking out over the lake, which was the
Dude,
intention.
you are at my house, and we
And
are
I'm
overlooking the lake, right?
the
So,
true lake that you have. Yeah.
but well,
So it's,
and this so this might sound weird, and I don't mean it to sound that way. So yeah, so I
yeah.
do that every Tuesday at noon,
Yep.
and it's just a big Zoom meeting, and we
Yep.
just ask questions. So one thing that I think we have to be like, I see this all the time. Like I'll see people going to a random, not random, but like a Facebook group, and
Yeah.
they'll ask a question, and you get all these answers, and a lot of them conflicting. The thing is, the people that's answering them, how do you know they know what's going on? How do you
Yeah.
know that they're uber successful? How do you know that they're not, and we kind of say this tongue in cheek, but wearing their pajamas in their mama's basement and they closed 2 loans last year. And they're the ones they're the ones most of the time they're answering the questions because they got time to because they don't have any business. Now that's not always the truth, and we know that, right? That's not
No,
always
but
the truth.
we see it a lot though.
We see it a lot. Like I'll see some of the answers, and look, they're just trying to be helpful, and I get that, right? Which is really a cool thing. But some of the answers I go, do you let this go? Because you don't want to be uncool,
Yeah.
or somebody is
Somebody's
getting
got to
ready to
speak
light
up.
a match to see if there's gas in their car. That yeah, somebody says, how do you know if your car needs gas? Well, you just unscrew the cap and you light a match and you look in there and you think, all right, do I be uncool and saying,
Yeah.
dude, that's no, you don't do that. Like you're going to
Yeah.
blow up. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Or or do you tell them, dude, don't do that? You're going to blow up. Like
Yeah.
I'm always conflicted about that. So I think it's important that you're asking questions of people
Yeah.
that have had great success, both as a loan officer, both as a company owner, and as a branch manager and as a division manager. So anyway, I appreciate the kind words. So we do
Hey,
that
next one. I
once a
got the
week.
next one. Huh?
What's the next one?
Next one I would say is call stars. I
Tell me
love
what. Tell me
call
about call
stars.
stars.
So one of the things that happens Monday through Thursday, and we do it twice a day, one on East Coast time, 9:30 to 11:30, West Coast at 9 to 11. And call stars is probably the greatest gift to our industry because it's where literally 100 loan officers from across the country jump on a Zoom call, all from different organizations with the same purpose. I'm going to invest 2 hours a day of making my outbound calls and prospecting. And what I'm going to do is lean into this community of other people going in the same direction. And it starts with, hey, what's the focus today? Here's a couple of talking points. What are a couple of objections that have happened? How do we overcome them? Great. Let's go and start making our calls. And Carl, it's something that we've seen so big results from just the consistency of showing up Monday through Thursday, 2 hours at Call Stars in a cool way, being accountable and doing the sales activity that moves the needle. It's not administrating, it's not chasing conditions. If you will prospect proactive, outbound activity, you will see growth in your business. And I think it's like that's the one that it's like, oh my gosh, that it's a game changer.
Yeah. And I think, having it on a Zoom meeting where everybody's
Oh,
together, but you turn your mics off so you're not hearing each other.
that's right.
And
That's
and
right.
while I'm sitting there prospecting and banging the phones, I see my other members there banging the
Mhm.
phones. I don't know, just something about it. Like if you say, hey, Carl, you got to walk 10 miles, you're going to walk 10 miles a day. And by the way, you're going to do it all alone by yourself. It's like,
Mhm.
wow.
That's not any fun.
That doesn't sound like fun. But if you say, hey, and by the way, I'm gonna have 100 people with you, and you're all gonna be
Yeah.
encouraging you. And there's a
Yeah.
water station break every so many miles. They're gonna be giving you water, some
Yeah.
bananas, a little power bar, maybe massaging your feet a little bit or something like that. And we're gonna do this together. It's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can do that. So I I,
That's a
I like
great,
I
great
like I like call
illustration.
stars.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing, so we had call stars, we had
Yep.
loan partner you,
Yep.
had Lakeside Chat, and I would
You
say,
mean
and
there's more?
I'm going to toot your horn,
Okay.
Loan Officer Blueprint, which is what I always call scripting with Steve. So tell
Yeah.
everybody about
Yeah.
that.
Hey, and on the blueprint, what we're doing is really, if you want a business of significance without you being in the middle of it, you need process, structure, and design conversations.
Mm,
Because if I got a process to prospecting, if I've got the structure that as I'm growing, I can put the next person in doing the same work, producing the same result, regardless of personality. Because the third part is our conversations are designed that produce a proven result. And so in Loan Officer Blueprint, each and every Thursday, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we're taking one step at a time in building a process, building the structure, working on the scripts, because we as an industry, it's always been predicated on somebody's big personality. And what we've realized is if I want a business of significance without me having to push every lever, we've got to build process, system, structure, and have design conversations. And that's what we go through for 1 hour every single Thursday. And I love it. It's probably my favorite hour because the questions that'll come in, and each week it's just like we're getting a little bit better. So that's what we focus on.
yeah, love that. Next one. You want to take the next one? You may take it.
Yeah. Hey, with social media, man, what a great topic. How do I get more effective with social media? So we have Chelsea who runs our social media happy hour, and it's all about social, all things social.
A mistake I see almost all loan officers make
Yeah.
is they get in one of two camps.
Okay.
And one camp is turn all of social media off and do nothing but phone calls,
Yeah.
right? And hey, phone calls work.
That's right.
And then you have another group says phone calls, schmoan calls.
They don't work. I tried
That
that.
doesn't work. That's old
Mhm.
school. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do social media,
Yeah.
bring in my leads. And you know what? Social media works. The problem is they're picking one or the other. Instead, I want you to think of you're in the snow. Would you rather have a two-wheel drive, front wheel drive vehicle
Or
or a four-wheel drive vehicle when you're in the snow, right? Yeah, you want both.
I want,
Like
yeah,
you go,
don't, I
which
don't
is
want to
best, the
get
front
stuck.
tires or the back tires? What about both?
Yeah. Both
Right.
and.
So we find that using a combination of social media and then using that to warm up the crowd and
Yeah.
then using the phone calls to help convert those at an even higher level. And Chelsea runs us exactly how to do it. And she's on this is all she does all
Yeah.
day long, like 40 hours a week, is social media for loan officers. And whether you're looking to run Facebook ads or
That's right.
LinkedIn ads or become a mortgage influencer, video marketing, this lady knows where the gas goes. She's absolutely incredible. I just absolutely adore her. Really good information. She worked for me for years
Yep.
running my social media ads. And then she said, "Hey, Carl, I'm gonna go independent." And with my blessing, of course, right?
Yeah.
And so we still hire her to run our social media happy hour and answer our social media questions. So if you got anything on social media you're looking to do, this lady's already doing it successfully. So that was a real good one. So just this week, we had Loan Partner U, MMA Call Stars, which by the way is Monday through Thursday.
Yep.
We had Lakeside Chat.
Yep.
We had Scripting with Steve or Loan
Yep.
Officer Blueprint. We had Social Media Happy Hour.
Yeah.
And we got another one coming up this week, which is Team Building Secrets. Tell me about that one.
Oh yeah. Hey, well, Carl, as you're seeing the results from the activity, the next question is, who do I hire? What do they do? How do I make it so that as I bring them on, they're lifting more off my plate so I can go do more sales? So when we do team building secrets of top producing loan officers, what we're really doing is helping them like refine, okay, what does the candidate look like? We go deeper into what are they doing and how do I hold them accountable, and how do I empower my team member to keep doing more without me micromanaging, but really learning how to lead a top producing team? And there's a difference, because here's what we know. We can either grow or we can have control, but you can't have both. And what
Mm,
we're helping top producing loan officers is, look, we've had to work really hard on micromanaging our activity, but as our teams are growing, how do I do it in a way where I'm able to do it and completely give and empower them to help me lift my business? So, team
yeah.
building secrets for top producing loan officers. And it's a great way. I feel like I botched that whole thing, man.
Oh, that was perfect. So now let me tell you so
Are you going
it,
to leave that in?
of course you're going to leave that in.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'm going to leave that
All
in.
right.
Hey, absolutely. Let me tell you why I leave it in.
Okay.
Is like every call doesn't have to be perfect.
That's right.
Sometimes I'm going to stumble. Sometimes I'm going to stutter. Steve, sometimes I'm in a call and then my mind races
Yeah.
and I forget what the heck I was talking about. And I'm
Oh,
going,
I get it, man.
wait, what was I just saying?
Yeah.
But you still do it and you still move on. And
That's
so
it.
absolutely, absolutely. All right. So we had MMA Call Stars Monday through
Yep.
Thursday. We
Yep.
had Lakeside Chat, answer your
Yep.
questions. We had Loan Officer Blueprint or Scripting with Steve. We had Social Media Happy Hour. We have team building secrets, because once you start generating all this business, you're
Yeah.
going to need a team. And then we
Tell
also
me how
throw
to
in,
strap a jet engine on my back. That's
yeah,
the
you
next
ready
one.
for a jet engine? So Chris Johnstone runs every Wednesday
Yeah.
our AI Inner Circle.
Wow.
And you know what he does is he finds all these little tools that just speeds things up even faster. And we talk about all the modern technology and all the cool widgets that you can get these days with AI. It's AI is a game changer.
Oh,
But
it
if you
is.
focus on just the AI, you're missing out on all the calls, you're missing out on the scripting, you're missing out on the social media, and you're missing out on the team building. So it's a
That's it.
combination of those things. And
Yeah.
if that wasn't enough,
What more?
if that wasn't enough, so Kevin Gillespie
Yeah.
is just starting a boot camp that we're calling Builder Secrets. So he
Mm.
talks about how loan officers are having some of their best months ever,
Yeah.
bringing on builder business, right?
Mm.
And a lot of people, myself included, would go, the builders, they all have in-house. And
Yeah.
dude,
The
horrible mistake. The,
opportunities.
the the
Yeah.
the conversion that those builder mortgage company gets is actually, come to find out, is pretty low. And he teaches us how to become one of these builder referreds. We all
Wow.
think that, well, I got to stroke a check to the builder, make that happen. The builder doesn't do it for the money. The builder does it because he
For
wants
the
to make sure that
control.
when he builds
It's
that
sold.
house sells.
That's it.
That they don't want any excuses about, oh, I didn't know they were 1099. So we
Mhm.
talk to you about how to become one of those preferred builders. And just finally, with all this activity, you got to make sure you're profitable. So we have another class this week on running your P&L and making
Wow.
sure that everything you're doing is done with ethics, of course, morality, of course,
Yeah.
and profitability. And so really there's three basic things over here at the Animal Nation that we want to make sure that you get. Is number one, we want to talk about traffic. That's the
That's it.
call stars, the lakeside traffic, the blueprint, the
Yeah.
social media happy hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The AI. Then we want to talk about conversion,
Mm.
which is where like the builder units go into, the loan partner U goes into, the team building secrets, that's what that goes into. And then the third part is profitability. And that's where our dear friend Kevin Gillespie talks about making sure that everything you're doing is profitable. Make sure that every advertising dollar is accounted for,
That's it.
and that make sure it's not just, quote, getting your name out there, it's actually turning your profit. So
Mm.
that's this week. Now, here's the
Wow.
thing,
Hey, I
it's a
don't think
lot.
we've ever talked about that. I mean, that's
No,
that
and that's,
man,
dude,
this is a
that's
first.
that's this week, right?
Yes.
That's this
Wow.
week. So here's the
Wow.
thing. We don't want you to get overwhelmed. We're not saying that you need to do all of these. We're saying you probably ought to pick one,
Mhm.
and we can help you decide which one to start on. And so if you just simply go to freedomclubdemo.com,
Yep.
freedomclubdemo.com, freedomclubdemo.com. This is not a sales call. This is where you answer a couple questions. It'll take you to a calendar. We're going to book a 45-minute meeting. We're going to take a look at what you're doing, take a look at your assets. And when we say assets, we don't mean your money. It means like, do you have traffic? Are you currently
Right.
talking to real estate agents? Do you have a database? Are you brand new in the business? Like, what are
Mhm.
your business assets? And which one of these should you start working on first? And we'll help you guide through that. This would
Yeah.
be a very good use of your time. Let me tell you the mistake not to do. I was talking to somebody earlier today, Steve, and they said, well, Carl, I'm not quite ready. I need to get ready yet. And I thought,
Mm.
that's like somebody that needs to join Weight Watchers saying, you know what, as soon as I get skinny,
I'll
then
join.
I'll join Weight.
Yeah.
As soon as I stop drinking, then I'll join AA. Soon as I get buffed and lose 30 pounds, then I'm going to join the gym. It doesn't happen that way.
Mhm.
Like, look, we all have things that we need to work on. Some of us, like me, got 2 or 3 things we need to work on. And what we do is we get help first, then get the results. You
That's
don't
right.
get the results, then take the class. You
Yeah.
take the class, then you get the results.
That's right.
And you come in like no judgment. It's all good. We get it. Look, we all jump on the scale and maybe see what we don't want to see, or look in our bank account, don't see what we want to see, or we're doing some activity and why am I doing this? I know I don't want how to, we can help you with all that. Freedomclubdemo.com, freedomclubdemo.com. I love you, Steve. You're an awesome guy. I couldn't
Love you too,
couldn't
brother.
ask for a better person to be doing all this with. I appreciate you, my man.
See you.